Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News today. It's now time for sports, and we go straight to our first story. Now, board member of Accra Hearts of Oak, Frank Nelson, has revealed the secret behind the turnaround of his club, Accra Hearts of Oak, in Ghana in the Premier League. Now, after back-to-back defeats, the Phobians have picked up 7 points out of 9 in their last 3 league games. Frank Nelson is not surprised by the club's recent fine form.
You saw the introduction of some players in our team. We made sure that we listen to the voice of the supporters, the management, the board. Everybody say, look, there's a lot of issues in our players, so let's listen to the supporters. The supporters were coming up with some discussions and coming up suggestions. The technical department, I will applaud our coach, Odom, because he's done very well. There's 1 or 2 fingers he pointed that today has seen the turnaround of Accra Suffolk. The few players that we introduced, we saw people like Emmanuel Nete, we saw Nuruddin, we saw Boche, in the midfield. Everybody can say that our midfield is not something we can walk over, because we can say we are playing a tight midfield. Having said that, does not mean that it is 100%. It's all about football. So they need to keep lifting up their game as we play on.
Now, Accra Hearts of Oak's sworn rivals Asante Kotoko also secured a win on day 5 of the Ghana Premier League. Now, they beat Ebusia Drops by 2-0 in Kumasi. Now, new sensation Matthew Kujo was on target as the Porcupine Warriors, managed to secure that win. Coach Maxwell Kunedu was full of praise for the 16-year-old and looks forward to Sunday's super clash with Accra Hearts of Oak.
I think he's ready. Brazil have been doing this. Most of the countries have been doing it at even the World Cup stage. And I think when you see such a talent and you let it go waste, I think that won't be fair to Ghanaians. I think the talent he has, we need to encourage him and make sure that we don't rush him. But gradually he's picking, and let's wait. We are not saying that he's the one that's going to change everything for Kotoko. But with time, I think he can only get better.
Now, ahead of the Classico or the Super Clash between yourselves and Hearts of Oak, from what you've seen now, 2-0 win, you think the team is ready to take that one on and probably give some more smiles to the fans?
Kotoko is always ready for Hearts of Oak encounter. I believe they are also always ready for us. And matches between these two teams is a high-profile match, and nobody is going to relax. I know they are preparing very well, having one of their eye on the match. So it's going to be an interesting match anyway. We also have one eye there, and to know what is going on in Accra. All right, then here we go. The El Clasico is on, so let's wait and see what happens on Sunday.
All right, so Accra Hearts of Oak won against Liberty Professionals. Kumasi Asante Kotoko also won against the Ebusia Dwarfs. So now it's game on, and we will begin a massive build-up right here on this channel ahead of that big game. But let's talk about the Serie A, where Mario Balotelli was sent off 7 minutes after coming on as a substitute in Brescia's draw with Cagliari. Now, more details in the following report.
The striker was shown a second yellow card for dissent 9 minutes from time, moments after being booked for a high challenge on Fabio Pisacani. Balotelli will now miss Friday's game against former club AC Milan through suspension. The 29-year-old has scored 5 goals since joining Brescia in August. Balotelli has now received 13 red cards in his career and is only the second player in Europe's top 5 leagues to have been dismissed in each of the past 4 seasons, alongside Monaco defender Jameson. Brescia president Massimo Cellino recently said the former Manchester City and Liverpool frontman is free to leave his hometown club in January because he's not suited to a relegation fight. Brescia are currently 18th in Serie A, 1 point adrift of safety.
All right, so that's it for sport here on Joy News today. World News comes up very shortly, but of course you can join me at 14 hours for more on Sports Today. My name is Nathaniel Atta, and I have love for sport.